Receives a number of briefings and has talked about this subject pretty extensively. We're aware of others that have made attempts, but I can't get into any of that here at this point.
Yeah, Hallie. Two questions for you, and I want to just clarify something you talked about at the beginning of the briefing. So despite the video that shows the president looking at Cecilia and answering no to this question about whether Russia is still targeting the U.S., and despite multiple people in the room understanding that the president was responding to that question, and despite the president having never before said the word no, no repeatedly to usher reporters out of the room, you're saying it's reverse. You're saying the president said this is
the first thing that the president said after the question was asked was "Thank you very much," and then he said, "No, I'm not answering any more questions." And even further, I think even Cecilia didn't realize what the answer was because she asked for clarification and he didn't answer the follow-up. Again, right, because she wasn't sure. I talked to the president. He wasn't answering that question. He was saying no, he's not taking questions, and I've stated what our position is.
Let me get my question, Sarah, because I haven't actually asked it yet, which is the president, now this is the second time in 3 days that the president of the White House has come out and reversed what the president has said. To the opposite of what it was
I'm interpreting what the president said. I'm not reversing it.
The opposite way. Why
I was in the room as well, and I didn't take it the way you did.
But why should this president have any credibility to Americans in what he says if, in fact, 24 hours later, or in this case 3 hours later, the White House comes out and says, just kidding?
First of all, that's not what I said. I was interpreting what the president's intention was and stating the administration's policy. It's not exactly what you just explained. We never said just kidding. And I think that you can take the fact that the president has credibility because he saw that he had misspoken and he wanted to clarify that yesterday, which he did. So when he sees that he's misspoken, he comes out and he says that. Jordan.
Follow up on
I'm going to keep moving.
Jordan, go ahead. Just to follow up on my second question, Sarah.
Sorry, you've asked two. I'm going to move on to Jordan.
You told Josh the president has been
once again, Hallie, I'm moving on to Jordan. Jordan, go ahead.
Sorry, Hallie, go ahead if you want.
Thanks, Jordan. You said to
actually,
Josh,
I'm going to take a question from Jordan.
Critical of Vladimir Putin. I just want to know when, because I don't think any of us remember, at least I don't remember, a time when the president has publicly called up Vladimir Putin.
I think by stating the fact that the president said that Russia interfered with our election, that's a pretty bold call out of another world leader. Jordan, go ahead.
Senators Rubio and Van Hollen have introduced legislation that would impose new sanctions on Russia if the intelligence agencies find they meddle in the 2018 midterms or in the future. Would the President Trump support a proposal like that?
I'm not going to get into a hypothetical situation until we see a final piece of legislation and also determination if there's election meddling. Again, our goal is to stop that from happening, which is why we've spent such a significant amount of time in the first year and a half of our administration focusing on protecting the election integrity system. John.